Status Podcast. No, but we wanted to come on and wrap up season one. We had 18 strong episodes. I think we had some super dope guests on, hit on some super dope topics. And I think we really hit it off with, what we were trying to accomplish with the first season. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to our, first 18 episodes, whether you've been tuning in on what we're doing on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, if you've just been tuning in on Instagram, whatever you guys been catching, just appreciate everything that, you've been doing for us. Appreciate everyone who's been sharing the status content and, liking and commenting and just engaging with us. Just want to come on here and just say that we appreciate you guys, for sticking with us through that first season. The next season, we're going to have some, things to look forward to, some events coming up that we're planning, and just, a bunch of other content ideas. Going to be a lot more in-person interviews. So it's going to be dope, man. So, stay tuned, stay connected with us, continue to follow us on social media. And, right now we just want to get into some of our favorite discussions during the first season of the Status Podcast. I'll kick it off. One of my favorite things that came from the very first episode with Lamont, he talked about competition and really seeking that competition, and talked about, the linebacker from Alabama getting his first offer as a freshman or in eighth grade, one of the two. And ever since he's seen that, he was just searching for the top dogs to go against. And just throwing himself in that fire. And he said it spilled over into his college experience, where he was doing one-on-one reps. He wanted to go against the best receivers, and everything he did, he was just scoping out that competition. I thought that was dope.
No, that was definitely dope. Well, first of all, let me say I can't believe we did 18 episodes.
18 episodes.
That's dope. That's dope, fellas, for sure. But no, my way, he definitely touched. He definitely had one of my favorite episodes. Probably more so because it was in person. You got to really connect with them, on a personal level. It's kind of hard doing it, over
telecommunication.
Doing it
virtually. And but I'll have to say, mine would be Quiddy Pace. His statement about doing it for the gram, being a social media guy, and not having that transport to the field, or whatever sport you may play. So I say Quiddy's statement about the social media was my favorite, the most, that stuck out to me the most.
Boys is out here doing it for the gram.
Doing it for the gram, man.
Don't even realize they're gonna have to strap it up and go to war. That Instagram is not gonna save you when it's time for war, boy.
How many likes you can get though?
And Quiddy talked about that, man. He said my validation come from being a first round draft pick, or my validation come from my stats, or my coach telling me I'm doing a good job. My validation don't come from likes and comments on Instagram. I mean, that's the truth.
When he said that gave me goosebumps. He said I get my validation from my play on the field. Talk heavy, bro. Straight up.
That right there, bro, is I'm thinking about years from now how he probably was thinking that so long ago, though. You know what I mean? He probably was thinking that before he even got to the NFL, bro. Obviously that translated onto the field, like you said, at Michigan in high school. You know what I mean? Even track and field. He won the state championship. So it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? Guys like that, like you said, that bro. Years from now, I've been thinking about that a lot. Years from now, when you look back at your social media and how it played out and what type of stuff you were into, you know what I mean? That's definitely true, DB.
Think about all the stuff like Facebook memories, the stuff that shows you were saying 10 years ago on Facebook.
I just
look back at like, dang, I used to say that crap like
crazy, boy.
Bro, listen, I couldn't believe it. I was nuts whenever I was younger.
Just see wild stuff, the way you used to write or spell words, or it's just like you spell like when, like WEN, like
crazy. I remember Ty, when he typed, he would text me. He had a signature on one of his phones. It was like uppercase, lowercase, at symbol, and an exclamation point.
Boy.
I'm serious. You don't remember your signature was like that? You got me weak. No, but for real though. But no, you're right about that, bro. But you know, another thing that like I said, I just shared some stuff from like 10 years ago myself. I was looking at it as a good thing though, because there was some stuff that kind of motivated me personally, like inspired me. But this, you know what I mean? That's like you said, it goes back to what were you doing 10 years ago? But I ain't even trying to be funny, bro. Like he just said, that starts in high school. You know what I mean? It starts from whenever you develop that mindset, and it translates to you going first round, to you fucking, like you said, getting a gold jacket. My validation is this. My validation is that on the field. It's so crazy, man. Like for real though. Like a lot of stuff that people do put up, you know what I mean, and like memories and stuff. Like you said, sometimes it'll be pictures of people celebrating birthdays and this and that. I mean, you see some guys that are stone cold, bro, that post up whenever they win the Super Bowl. That's it. You know what I mean? Post up when they win. No, for real. I'd be like, God dang. Like, these boys don't never post. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't saying God dang they don't never post. God dang they won, and then they posted. You know what I mean? God dang they don't post during training camp. They don't post during nothing. They locked in. You know what I mean? I get it, bro. You know what I mean? I deleted a lot of my stuff for a long time just to be able to man, it's crazy, bro. I don't want to like tell young people now because it's weird with social media, but do what you do, but do it well enough. So yeah,
that kind of goes into that conversation we had with Max when he talked about recycling the grind. You know what I mean? Because you know what he said during that statement. He said yesterday's accomplishments are no longer important.
Right.
You know, I gotta focus on, you know, today and the little things that is gonna get me through, you know, today into my daily goal. And he talked about, you know, being able to recycle that grind and continuing it.
That's probably my favorite.
Having new goals to reach every day. Like, you know what I mean? That's one thing he preached about too. Just having your goal set for the day. Don't look so far down the road. Focus on right now. That same grind you had yesterday, you got to put it in today. You know what I mean? Reach some goals. That's tough.
No, for real.
And one thing also that, you know, season one, I think brought for us was, you know, different perspectives from other people. Like, you know what I mean? When we had like Chan on as a teacher, you know, Bree on as a real estate agent.
Delbert
now as a recruiter. So it's just getting different perspectives and not just, you know, just being one dimensional. Like they're very intelligent people. And, you know, for student athletes to see the perspectives that surround them was, you know, great.
Yeah, no doubt. And everybody had a good story about, you know, their college experience, and everybody kind of hit on the academic part. And one thing that Chance said in her interview that I thought was dope, you know, she talked about the urban communities, and then she talked about, you know, kids that are thinking that sports is their only way out. You know what I mean? And the community prioritizing sports over academics, and if they don't, you know, if they don't start to prioritize academics alongside sports, the kids will continue to think that sports is their only way out.
Yeah, and, look how we came up. A lot of us came up thinking that same way. Like we said before, you know, sports was the only way. Without sports, I feel like I wouldn't have went to college just because we didn't know any better. You know what I mean? So it kind of changed that generational curse, you know, of being uneducated, you know, fearing the unknown.
Bro, education is so deep. Y'all boys even, I'm sorry, Ty, I was saying, DB, bro, like, there's so much stuff that other people know that we don't know. Like, that y'all, I'm saying y'all too particularly, now we talked about this off camera a lot amongst ourselves, but there's so much stuff that these two know that I didn't know. It's just on a daily basis, like you said, that it's just stuff that keep you grounded and literally disciplined. Like, you know what I mean? Right. So definitely be open to other people.
You gotta be open to a lot of things. I got asked a question today. Like they asked if your son don't play football, will you be mad? I said absolutely not. You know what I mean? I'm gonna introduce sports to them, to both my kids, but if they choose that it's not what they want to do, I'm not forcing them to follow in my footsteps. I'm not forcing it upon them. It's okay to be smart. It's okay to be focused on academics. You know what I mean? If you're not going to play sports, you're going to be the best, you know, whatever you're going to be. You know what I mean? So that time that could be used for sports is going into academics. So that's funny. It comes up because I got asked that question. Like, will I force my son, especially my son, to play a sport? I'm like, absolutely not. You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, for sure.
So
I didn't buy shoulder pads. He didn't buy shoulder pads for Ava.
and you think about me. I'm kind of a prime example of that growing up.
Right.
You think about my dad and all his accomplishments through sports. Growing up, I played football for a few years, and I was like, I ain't going. I'm done with this. And I quit for a while, and my dad didn't force me to play. And then whenever I felt like it was time for me to get back into the sport, he was still supportive of it. And the rest was history. So
it's crazy.
You never know. You never know whenever your kid is gonna, gravitate towards something or away from something. I think as long as that you support, that decision and just back what they want to do, everything's gonna work out for itself. So
I didn't think you were gonna get back into football. So I ain't gonna lie, bro. Whenever you started strictly focusing on basketball, like way more.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. It was crazy.
I thought he was Iverson.
He thought he was Kobe in high school. Whenever we got that deuce, I think you had a different number before that, right?
No, I rocked with Deuce since 8th grade.
He got his upper body a little bit more solid, bro. In his arms.
Yeah. Deuce,
he started. I was like, he got a little bit of Mamba mentality out there. He started putting up his fists like this, like throwing the Kobe lit.
Boy.
But no, look, I want to tell y'all boys something, man, because y'all got me thinking about something, and I haven't really said nothing. But I've been talking, and I was it's about self-doubt, bro. Like I was doubting, just like thinking about like education in general, because I still got to finish my own, full 4-year degree. You know what I mean? But I did like continue to pursue my education at CCAC. And 2 months ago, and this is a community college in Pennsylvania for those who maybe outside of the area listening, but 2 months ago, one of my professors, and I told y'all about it, but I didn't confirm anything. She hit me up, and she hit me up in the email, and she hit me up on a message on Facebook 2 different times. She was like, "Yo, would you be interested in helping me out with like some ideas for like the business department?" She's like, she may become the head of the business department. Long story short, she invited me on to be a part of this thing called the CCAC, or it's not just for the one campus, for every campus, but the CCAC Business Advisory Board. So basically, I'm just like on it. It's like a 36-man board, 36 of us, and we meet twice a semester and come up with different stuff for the business department. They got like $100 million in grant money, bro, and just stuff from the state, from the federal government. So basically, they're trying to add on and add computer labs. So anybody out there that even no matter what age you are, think about going back to school, going back to get in. I'm telling you, CCAC is a move, especially for business. You know what I mean? When I went back, I majored in business admin and concentrated on business management and started doing marketing. On this with that, I started just getting real into everything else, graphic design. So you meet people to work with, you meet people that'll, help you network. And then my professor, I'm talking about, literally turned my business into an LLC for me, dog. So what I mean? So it's crazy.
Hey Zay, that's dope. That's a good point that you bring up, man, because that kind of leads into something that Reggie was talking about. He says you never know how good you are until you actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He said you have this potential, and then you work so hard to accomplish, what you set out to do, and then you overshoot that goal.
Man,
you know what I mean? And it all starts with not even knowing, the potential that you got. So you going into that program, into that advisory board, and go through it full throttle. You know what I mean? You can overshoot any type of goal that you thought you had. You know what I mean? I think that was powerful for Reggie to say that in our interview with him, especially being an Olympian.
I didn't even think about that and what you just said at all. You're right about that. I haven't even started to look at it that way, that perspective, like trying to overshoot. I mean, not accidentally, intentionally. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a move. You're right about that, bro. But that's something. And I ain't gonna keep harping on that. But man, students, anybody out there that's in limbo, especially somebody that's 17 through 25, 23 right now, 22, I say anything 23, and you're thinking about going back to play football, JUCO, whatever. Even if you'll end up graduating from college at 25, 26. You want to get 4 years in some type of league, CFL, IFL, AFL. Go back to school, get your education at the least. You know what I mean? Definitely do that, and especially because it's free, and they're giving out money for you to go to school. It's like $1,500 they're giving you, like extra bread. just to go. You know what I mean? They split it up between 2 semesters. Yeah, it's a move, man.
And also, like we talking about going to school, make sure what you choose to go to school for is something you actually want to do, is something worth, paying your money and invested in. Don't go there just getting some, bogus degree just to say you got a degree that you can't do nothing with. Really do your research. It's an investment. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it should bring you something back. So
no doubt. And I would say, even to piggyback off that, man, whenever you go to college, the experience of being there and the people that you're surrounded by is going to be more so setting you up for your success than the things that you learn in the classroom. There's going to be a few things that you're going to learn that you're going to apply to your life, apply to your profession, apply to your career, but the relationships that you build, the people you surround yourself with, the people you network with, is really going to be the foundation of your success later on. So whenever you get to college, man, if you go to college, whatever you do, it doesn't even have to be college. But
that's one thing we got to stress.
Any experience that you have, just make sure you embrace the whole experience. It could be college, it could be trade school, it can be the entertainment industry, anything it is, just embrace that experience and get away from just going through it to learn the lessons from it, because life is going to go way beyond those lessons.
Making an experience.
Yeah, making an experience, man, no matter what you do.
That's 100% true.
That's one thing I can say I took away. I built, and I'm pretty sure you guys in your time at college, built relationships that, last till this day. I graduated 7 years ago. And I still talk to some of the people that I met in college. Today, actually, some guy, he's an alumnus of Kent State, texted me today, asked me, am I going back to the Hall of Fame thing? He makes millions of dollars, and he texted me. I feel like, it's good shoulders to rub.
Energy.
Yeah, don't be scared to have conversations with people. Don't be scared to have uncomfortable conversations with people. You know what I mean? Step out your comfort zone. Don't be scared to step out your comfort zone. Just going to college, going to trade school, doing whatever is uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So as long as there's something that I heard, to be great is to be uncomfortable.
No doubt.
So just know you're on the road to greatness.
Like working out.
As you're uncomfortable, you're on the road to greatness.
For sure. You got to challenge yourself, man. If you ain't going to challenge yourself, then, you can stay where you are for the rest of your life. And if you're comfortable with that, you're comfortable with that. And, some people are different than others.
Nothing wrong with that either.
There's nothing wrong with that. Some people are different than others. Some people want more. And if you're one of those people who want to continue to grow and want to continue to, move up in life, you're going to have to challenge yourself and put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Take on new opportunities that is going to, challenge you from where you are to where you want to be. And, just embrace that.
Because I know if somebody told me 15 years ago, Tamir, you'd be working where you're working and being a doctorate student, I look at you and laugh, man.
Right.
So for so many years, you was uncomfortable.
So you made it still uncomfortable.
Right.
Still going through things that makes my experiences uncomfortable. And that's just something that I've always embraced.
Right.
I've been able to, I've been comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's a blessing, bro.
It is a blessing, you know what I mean? And putting yourself in uncomfortable situations brings, different opportunities. And
I was just thinking about the 4-year away from home journey, even just college. We've been talking about college, or not even just college. I hate to keep saying that, bro, because a lot of people have hit me up about other guests and stuff, you know what I mean? I'm like, we'll talk about that soon amongst ourselves, you know what I mean? But just thinking about the journey of y'all boys, and I keep telling you this, you don't understand how crazy it is to finish. Y'all know, but 4 years away from home, you know what I mean? First you get there, you don't know anybody. Then you start making friends, and you start going through the motions of class every day, practice every day. You start embracing it, like you said, the daily recycling, the grind. You start embracing who you are. You got a new identity when you get there. People know you as Dana from Kent State, Tamir from UConn, Tamir from BC. You know what I mean? But beside that point, my point is that you finished. You know what I mean? What you start is a big thing. Finishing what you start is such a big, you know what I mean, a big mental thing for people.
And I know that came from
anything you do.
And that, for me, that came from the household.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
So
that came from the household. You gotta finish what you start, man. I mean, you gotta finish. And I know DB's dad said the same thing. I know DB's dad said the same thing. You know, if you're gonna start something, you're gonna finish it.
I learned that at a young. I remember I tried to confide in my mom, telling her I didn't want to play football no more. I was like 6 years old. Man, she ratted me out to my dad. He made me look him in the face like a man without tears. Like, you better not cry. You'll never quit nothing you start. As long as you start it, you finish it, and then we could talk about it after.
That's one of the first lessons I learned as a kid.
Never stop anything. And I think that's where it came from at a young age. It was instilled in me. So no matter what, even like college, college get hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, crazy hard.
You know what I mean? So to start something, I just I get in trouble for whatever I got in trouble with, grades slipping, this and that. No matter what, I'm gonna find a way to finish it.
Like, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it. So with that being instilled in me at such a young age, I ain't have a choice personally. Like inside, even though things transpired over years to where now it fell onto me. I ain't had nobody on my back in my ear, and it was just me. I still had that personal motivation. Like, as long as you start this, you're gonna finish it. You know what I mean? So,
man, that's solid. You could see that. It's crazy, bro. We're talking, if any teenagers watch or listen or just hear, because we're gonna start putting a lot more content out. But man, see the people around you, man, and see them for Ty posted a tip up earlier, Tuesday tip about emotional intelligence and being aware. Man, even that don't start when you're becoming an adult, man. That starts as soon as you become friends and start having relationships with other people. You know what I mean? You see that, even seeing DB and this is just us three talking right now, but playing midget league football, Pop Warner. I didn't even want to play football. You know what I mean? I did I didn't want to suit up and run every day. I ain't gonna say I didn't want to play football. I didn't want to run as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old and do laps and push-ups and sit-ups. But you know what I mean? That was a part of the game and like we say, discipline and working and just working hard to, you know what I mean, so it pays off. But seeing DB, me knowing him and Ty being family with him, me seeing him at practice that young and putting gloves on and taking pride in, you know what I mean, spatting up before, you know what I mean, in high school, maybe sophomore year, whatever, freshman year, I was like, okay, you take it serious. You know what I mean? When you start seeing people that got their own swag early, because like you said, you finishing what you starting. This ain't just a game no more, you know what I mean? Right. It's not even just football. It's anything that we're doing. You're taking it so serious that, you know what I mean? Sometimes people be like I know personally, I'm obsessed with not just fashion design, but business in general. I'm obsessed with numbers now, you know what I mean? And it's not even just a thing to where I'm like, yo, I want to make money and I really want to be one of the greatest. That's why you spat yourself up. That's why you want to look good, feel good, play good. You know what I mean? You don't just spat.
What Dion say?
What? They pay good. You know what I mean? You play good, they pay good.
Nah, bro, honestly, I think a lot of, we're all kind of the same way. And because everybody, how you claim to be 10 toes down into something if you're not doing everything you can to reach your full potential. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how can you sit here and say that, you're 10 toes down into something when you're leaving stuff, out, when you're not putting everything you got in? Mm-hmm. You can't say you're 10 toes down. You're not all in there.
Right. You're right. That's 100%. And Lamont kind of hit on that too. He said you get out. You get out what you put in.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can't, like DB just said, you say you 10 toes down into something and you ain't putting in that work, but you're expecting to get the results as if you are.
Right.
And then once you don't get those results, you start pointing fingers like, no, it's your fault that I didn't get those results, or it's your fault that I didn't get those results. But you ain't been 10 toes down the whole time, and you ain't been putting in that work. So you gotta look in the mirror and just confront yourself. Like, listen, this is what I've been through. This is what I've been doing. This is the results I got. Why did that happen?
Plan for real.
And if you 10 toes down, man, you're gonna embrace that. You're gonna embrace that and say, I ain't been putting the work that I should have been putting in, this is why I got the results that I got. You know,
it all starts with that man in the mirror. Till you man up enough or woman up enough to say, all right, this is me. You know what I mean? No one else. This is me. You know what I mean? And
sometimes, and really embrace
the wrongdoings and face it head on. You're gonna stay where you're at until you do that.
Don't point the finger. You said point the thumb. I've been seeing that a lot. Instead of pointing the finger, point the thumb, bro. I've been doing that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's something that's been in my head for a while. But yeah, man, listen, bro. We learned a lot this season, for real, man. A lot of stuff, bro. You know what I mean? And even polished up on little stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Little self-advice, self-motivation. That stuff right there. You only get what you put into. You only get out what you put into it. You know what I mean? And this so real, man. Like, yeah.
No, I think we all learn something because I think the type of people we are too. I know, speaking for myself, Zay, Ty, I know me personally, I go back and watch the episode over and over, see what can I do a little bit better? What can I do this? That's just my mindset still from when I played, just the way that what's instilled in me. You know what I mean? Right. I'm always trying to polish up, trying to get better. I ain't make the right eye contact. I ain't do this. I wasn't fluent enough. I stuttered a little bit. You know, things still happen. You still make mistakes. But at the end of the day, as long as you're working on your craft, you know what I mean? The sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit, man.
But polishing up and wanting to get better, bro, I did not even start to think about rewatching to get better until like the 4th episode, 5th episode. I was just rewatching the podcast videos. You know what I mean? Instead of, like you said, like, dang, I need to fix that. I was always like, I was doing that, but not because competition, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like with like other podcasts and that. We ain't in competition with nobody, but you know what I mean? We gonna want to be the best at whatever we do. I mean, it's just some mentality, man. Support, man. It's like, yeah, because we gotta get better in the port anyway, all around. We really do. Yeah, that's something I'm saying, that we as a community, now that we're at the age that we're at, doing stuff like this. And people are, you know what I mean? When we put ourselves out there on camera, on video every week, every couple weeks, whatever, you know what I mean? Just in general, every day, people are, you know what I mean? They seeing it so much. They're like, damn, you kind of are an example. You know what I mean? A role model, low key, whatever you want to call it. So knowing that, I'm like, dang, what have I not learned that I need to learn? What books do I need to read? What seminars do I need to peep out? Whatever, because I haven't been as sharp and as polished as I should have been. You know what I mean? To be able to do what I want at this moment, but it's the future now. You know what I mean? The past is behind. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? Just move on and correct what was a mistake.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So we spent this whole, you know, but we spent this whole conversation talking about leveling up, talking about, you know, putting yourself in uncomfortable positions and surrounding yourself with the right people. Let's talk about one thing that Byron said when he talked about being comfortable with letting people go. How do y'all feel about that? Because he said, you know, he's become comfortable with letting people go, and the things that, you know, bonded and connected him and someone else 10 years ago is no longer true. So, right. So the things that he's doing now, the circles that he's in, the people that he's connected with now, you know, he had to kind of leave some people on the back burner, and he said you have to be comfortable with doing that.
Yeah, nah, that's real. And I think I was fortunate enough to, you know, learn early, just conversations with my dad, the incidents that I had growing up at a young age. So I kind of I learned that early, like 6th grade. And my 6th grade teacher, I got in trouble for some bull crap, some young dumb stuff.
What you do? You called it bull crap. No, you called it bull crap. I'm just wondering what
young stuff. You see a little bit of weed and want to bring it to school or something.
Oh,
yeah. So I was that bad kid, but I wasn't to say bad. But at this time, it was
curious.
You know, it was a separate. I was curious separation between my dad and my mom. So I was finding my way, but no excuse. But my 6th grade teacher, you know, kept me after school and said, "You don't want to become a product of your environment. Let you become the new standard and become, you know, the set forth product of the environment." So, you know, with that right there, he like kind of opened my eyes a little bit. I mean, you still have incidents as you go along and whatnot, but I was fortunate enough to learn early. So once I got to high school, like my core group of friends is still my core group of friends. I didn't have to leave anyone behind. Now there's some people who I don't cross paths with no more, but for the most part, my core group of guys is I've been friends for going on 20 years, and I appreciate every single one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's dope whenever you're able to have those relationships. You know what I mean? That's going to last for a long time because I still have those relationships with people that I grew up with. Some people I don't speak to on a daily basis, which is fine, which is okay. Some people are just not part of my everyday life, the things that I'm doing on a daily basis, and that's fine. That's okay. But it's okay to have those people in your life. If they need you for anything, you're there for them. If they need someone to talk to, you're able to connect with them. If they need some advice, you're able to give it to them. Whatever they're going through, and just being able to be that person for them is something that you can continue to do without them being part of your everyday life.
Right.
And I think that's huge. Some people, if they're in a situation that you just can't be a part of, then you gotta leave them where they're at. But there's some people who just are not part of your everyday life, who that you're still able to bring along if they need you to bring them along. So
true friends, like think about this, Ty. Outside of this podcast, we'll talk here and there, but as soon as you come in town and link up, what up, cuz? You know what I mean? As adults, we understand, like, all right, you got your life, I got my life. You know what I mean? It's no bad blood. I'm busy living my life for my responsibilities.
And COVID, too, we haven't really been able to link up as much.
That's what I'm saying. Even like Zay, when last time we linked up? We ain't really linked up much. We've been tight forever. But it's still always love. I still see guys that I ain't see in 10 years. And I could still have a conversation like it was just yesterday we was together. So I think as adults we start to learn who those people are, all right. I don't have to reach out to him to let him know I still love him. You know what I mean? Let him know I still love you as a friend. He knows that. He knows that what I got going on right now is important. I still got love for you, and you still got love for me.
Look, especially as a my fault, bro. When you're just a good person anyway, like, you know what I mean, in general, the love, and I'm talking about genuine too, like, you know what I mean, it's not even hard to stop and be like, I wonder how this person feel about me. You know what I mean? It's just there. When you're a good person, you're a good person, bro. You know what I mean? Can nobody take that away from someone, you know what I mean, to the point to where they'll be like, it's been years, they probably still don't. The love is love. That's one thing for sure that you just know. I want to mention that to people that, especially that are your friends, you know what I mean, or Ty's friends, or even my friends. I want them to. I feel like people are to understand that. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. Love is definitely love, man. And one thing about being an adult, we never take anything personal. You know what I mean? If I haven't heard from you in a while, I'm expecting that you're just being an adult, and I'm not going to take that personal. You haven't hit me up in a minute. That's cool, man. Whenever we link, whenever we see each other, whatever we, go do, whatever we're going to do is still going to be love. So,
right. And don't get caught up in that thinking that someone owe you a friendship. You know what I mean? Because they don't. Like, if someone don't want to speak to you, someone don't want to be, involved. Hey, what's up? That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's okay. You know what I mean? You're not gonna die because someone don't want to speak to you, don't want to be friends with you no more. It's okay to let people go. You know what I mean? It's okay.
We really don't even, and we never know what's going on with people. Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, about that, like, people that I haven't talked to in a while. We never know what's going on with people.
Yeah, but when you see them, you check in, like, hey, what's up, man? How's it been? What's going on? You know what I mean? It's still love.
I want us three to be able to link up more. I mean, obviously not just on camera, way more on camera. You know what I mean? In-person stuff, interviews. We're going to get way more in-person content done. Like Ty said, events, stuff that just a lot of stuff we can't even talk about right now. We're going to just get it done. You know what I mean? There's different things that off camera, you know what I mean? Because we have been, like, I've been thinking about this a whole lot. You know what I mean? Stuff that, and Ty, you can add this in if you want or not, but stuff that we do to, you know what I mean, to build camaraderie, but also to show people, student athletes, and show other people that we might be from our community that they'd be like, damn, they doing stuff that, you know what I mean, as friends off camera, but still productive stuff, like counter, you know what I mean? Like stuff that's really productive off camera. And it don't got nothing to do with this podcast, but it got everything to do with us as human beings. You get what I'm saying? To show people how to live, like even how to just be a good person, as we say again, like, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of qualities that in y'all two and in me that we don't exhibit on here. You get what I'm saying? That really not even just being a dad, stuff like that. Obviously, being a dad is number one for us. But I'm saying that just we talk about like fellowship. Me and DB was talking about it a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like just reading, not just the Bible, bro. I don't want to say I ain't even get into religion, but just reading, you know what I mean, something that give you positivity every morning. We talked about that like a lot of episodes back, but we probably should start showing more examples of that, how to be this type of way. You know what I mean? Rather than just talking to people about it. I feel like that's a big thing, and it's you've been showing a lot of different things, Ty, like the Tuesday tips and everything. But there's a lot of different things that we'll talk about. I don't want to get into too much because I don't want to put too many ideas out there yet for nobody else.
For real, nah, but
why you keep saying that?
I want nobody stealing no ideas, so I might forget it. We'll wait till we talk.
No, but I think we just had a real conversation, a real genuine conversation that really was sparked from, the conversations that we had throughout the Status podcast. And, just listening to us talk is, you're really going to get that whenever you listen to these episodes, because people are dropping gems, man. And if you're able to tune in and just catch these little nuggets and apply it to your life, man, you'll see drastic changes. So, like I said, we appreciate you guys. Be on a lookout for some content. Be on a lookout for some events that's going to be coming up. Whether it's in the spring or summer, but something is coming up. So, all the support that we can get, we will appreciate. And just continue to be on the lookout and continue to ride with us, man. And it's going to be special. So, with that being said, man, go ahead and hit that follow button for Status 412. Make sure you keep in contact with us, keep up with what we got going on, and hopefully we can get back out in the community, man, and really do some things that's gonna change the way that McKeesport is perceived or help change the things that's happening around that city. So. Just continue to stay with us and follow that Status 412 right there.
We appreciate y'all.
And that's up with your emails and phone numbers so we can keep in touch with you. Hopefully, DM. It don't even matter because we don't got the. I don't know if we have the email put up or not on any social media. DM us your phone numbers, emails, everything. Subscribe. Let us know. We want to hit y'all up, man, in the off season.
Let us know.
We'll be back for season 2.
Be on the lookout for season 2, man. And before we go, we want to send our condolences to the Short family, for unfortunate incident that happened a couple days ago in our hometown in McKeesport. Y'all have our condolences, prayers to Jens. Hopefully justice is served.